Okay, today we're going to talk about the triangle inequality theorem, which means we're going to be able to determine if certain set lengths can actually create and form a triangle. If we look at the example down here, if I have the sides 4, 7, and 5, these can form a triangle. However, if I had the sides 4, 7, and 2, they cannot form a triangle. Because if you look at this, if we let the 4 fall down here and the 2 fall down here, they wouldn't actually hit before they hit the bottom. So please make sure that if you chose not to print out these notes, that you take out a sheet of loose leaf paper so you can follow along. Okay, the triangle inequality theorem says that the length of any side of a triangle has to be less than the sum of the lengths of the other two sides. That sounds complicated. I promise by the end of this video, it'll be much easier. So if we go with that statement, it says, let's decide if these can be the lengths or the measures of the sides of a triangle. If I give you 6, 8, and 16, in order to see if they can create a triangle, you have to check that the sum of two sides is bigger than the third. So if we add 8 plus 16 together, do we get a number bigger than 6? We do, so that's true. If we add 6 and 16, we get 22. That is bigger than 8, so that's true. And if we add 6 plus 8 together, that's 14. Is 14 bigger than 16? That's false. So since we have one of these statements being false, it means no triangle can be made. Let's look at another set of lengths. If I give you the numbers 4, 6, and 10. So we're going to check. If I pick these two sides, 6 and 10, if I add them, I get 16. Is 16 bigger than 4? That's true. If I take the next two sets of sides, 4 and 10, that's 14. That's bigger than 6. That's true. And the last one here, 4 plus 6, is that bigger than 10? No, that is false. It's equal to 10, but it's not bigger. So these cannot form a triangle. So here's our cheat, because those two last pages look like they were complicated. To see if 3 given sides make a triangle, you're going to add the two smallest sides. Make sure the sum is more than the third. If it is, it makes a triangle. If it's not, it does not. So let's look at these examples. It says, can these sides make a triangle? So look at number 1. Pick the two smallest sides, 1 and 2. 1 plus 2, is that bigger than 3? No, so we cannot make a triangle. Look at number 2. Here's my two smallest sides. Is 3 plus 4 bigger than the third side, 5? This is true, so these sides make a triangle. Number 3, pick the two smaller sides. 9 plus 3, whoops, is bigger than 11? That's 12. Is 12 bigger than 11? Yes. So we can make a triangle. Here, the two smaller sides are 12 and 11. So 11 plus 12, is that bigger than 25? That gives us 23. That's not bigger than 25, so we cannot make a triangle there. Here, the two smaller sides. 2 plus 2, is that bigger than 3? Is 4 bigger than 3? That's yes. Those make a triangle. Pick the two smaller sides. 7 plus 9. Is that bigger than 12? Is 16 bigger than 12? That's a yes. So those make a triangle. And the last one, pick the two smaller sides. Is that bigger than 14? That's a no. So those do not make a triangle. So again, your cheat is pick the two smaller sides, add them up, and make sure they're bigger than the third side. If they are, it makes a triangle. Now, the other way that you can get tricked, or another way that they can ask this theorem in a question, if you have only two sides of a triangle and you need to find the third, it might say find the missing side of a triangle. So what you're going to do is subtract the two sides and add the two sides. The missing side is any number in between those numbers, but not one of those numbers. So here, this is the little rule. You're going to take the difference. The missing side has to be greater than the difference, but less than the sum. So it says, let's find a range of solutions that side S can be according to the triangle inequality theorem. So again, our rule is written right here. So we're going to take the difference. So I take the two given sides, and here I'm going to do 7 minus 4. That gives me 3. The missing side, S, and then over here it says the sum. So again, I'm going to take my two numbers, and I get 11. So my missing side is anything between 3 and 11. Cannot be 3, cannot be 11. So S can be 3.1, 3.8, 4, 5, 7.2. And it can be anything less than 11, so 10.99 would be a solution. So this would be your range of the missing side. Now, if two sides of a triangle are 31 and 12, the third side could be, again, we're going to take the difference, the third side, and we're going to find the sum. So if I subtract the numbers, 31 minus 12 is 19. 19, the third side. And I'm going to add those numbers, so 31 plus 12. And you can do this on the calculator. So my third side would be any number between 19 and 43. It cannot be 19. It cannot be 43. It's got to be less than 43, and it's got to be more than 19. And to step it up a little bit, it says if two sides of a triangle are 2x and 6x, the third side could be. So again, it's greater than the difference, and it's less than the sum. So if I subtract the two sides, 6x and 2x, so 6x minus 2x, that gives me 4x. So 4x, the third side has to be bigger than 4x. And then on the right side here, it says the sum. So if I add 6x plus 2x, I get 8x. So the third side is going to be anything bigger than 4x and less than 8x. Please make sure if you have any questions, you either write them down and ask me when you see me in class or send me an email.